Hey, what's up, guys? This is going to be somewhat of a long-winded conversation about sampling, and the reason being is sampling is very important to modern dance music and how it all works. I use samples, I sample, and my journey with sampling and the legality and how to apply fair use into into your advantage. That whole journey started, I guess, when I started making music. As you can see, I have a collection of disco. I'm a fan of the disco style and all that fun stuff. I also have some old breaks, and generally, I sample quite a bit. And you may know that if you watch my streams and how I work. So sampling is taking a portion of audio or manipulating a portion of audio. That audio can be royalty free, or I should start with public domain. It could be public domain. In the case of public domain, you don't have to worry. Public domain is things that don't have copyright, like, for example, in Canada, we have the National Film Board of Canada. All that stuff is in the public domain. A famous piece of media in the public domain is Night of the Living Dead, the first one, like the black and white. They didn't file the correct copyright, and that is in the public domain. You can go on archive.org, I think, Internet Archive. And there's a bunch of public domain stuff. Famously, Martin Luther King's speech. Anything made in a public square that has value to people as a whole. NASA images, public domain, with as long as you attribute, which you don't really need to attribute, and all that fun stuff. With that, you don't need clearance, and you don't have to worry about legalities with public domain stuff. What was I getting at? Yeah, there's public domain. So think of like public domain as things that are old. Say, anything. I believe it's 95 years. Anything 95 years old. It varies by country. And for example, Disney stuff, it should be in the public domain, but they got an extension somehow. I don't know. What next? Oh crap! Ooh, lost my train of thought. So yeah, there's public domain. There's royalty free as well. Sample packs that you get online. They're not so much royalty free, because royalty free means usually they have a legal term of they license the sounds to you. You're not sold, you're licensed the sounds, and that works out well too. You can use those. What comes to mind is Vengeance stuff, Loop Master stuff, and all that fun stuff. And you don't really need to worry about that. So this talk's going to be mostly about sampling, what you'd perceive to be illegal sampling. There are some people out there that think if you sample anything, you go to jail, and you go to jail for a long time. Just like those people that, went to jail and were fined, $500,000 because they downloaded a Journey song, which is not always correct. Not everything that is well, music has like the worst rap for that. So say an example of something that could be copyright or a trademark issue is I have two synths in front of me, separated by how many years. One has something called the super saw, and if you're aware of this, I'm a fan of the super saw. It's in the JP, it's 7 stack saws that you detune, right? But in the virus, it's called a hyper saw, and it's 8 saws, and you detune them, and the algorithm is basically the same. And that's when we get into something called interpolation, and that is taking something, an idea, changing it around, and calling it your own. And that's basically what sampling is. Sampling for the most part, within reason, and if you apply fair use to it, in United States copyright law, it is 100% legal, and no one will bother you if you learn to apply certain things to it. So, yeah, in the next, I guess I have a few videos here. We're going to be going over, and I'll explain how you go about this and what to do. And no, it does not require sample clearance, depending on your country. And we're going to be dealing with United States copyright law because that's where the evil machine lives. And yeah, just a disclaimer, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not really anything. I'm barely a musician. So yeah, we'll be back, and we'll be going over some stuff as well of my personal journey. And yeah, take care.